I think it's not just America. I think the world is waking up to the fact that the corruption is so significant. You
Hmm.
know, we can't live in the Truman Show anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the access to social media. I mean, we have whistleblowers, we have this vast ability to gain information. Um, and then we have the Epstein Files,
Mhm.
which is a world conspiracy of money laundering, sex trafficking. It's amazing. I mean, the recent drop talks about 9/11.
So let's actually talk about the recent drop and maybe
Yeah.
even reference the original drop. I want to talk about some of the specific files. I don't know if you have file numbers readily available or if there's specific ones you want to reference, but why don't we talk through what are a couple of the biggest new revelations that have come out in the files?
Um, you know, for me being a doctor, I'm very focused on the doctors in the files and how they're still practicing.
Some of them are not practicing though, is that right? Or are they?
Some are professors.
Okay, let me pull up my list here.
Um, some have stepped down from roles but maintained private practices. But most of them are still actively licensed.
And just to play devil's advocate here a little
Mhm.
bit, I'm looking at this list of doctors, key ones from 2026 drops, no full master list, redactions. Here's who pops out. And it shows how many times they have been mentioned. Stephen Victor, for example, a dermatologist, it says hundreds of mentions, treated girls for STIs, got loans and payments from Epstein in his will, things like that. So that I would guess you could argue if he's treating girls for STIs and things like that, like, there probably is something shady going on there. But
Right.
what about, like, Dean Ornish? Invited him to Lenox Hill event in 2014 honoring a guru. Is that just it was one of Epstein's parties, it was a black tie gala, it's another doctor who happened to be invited or attend, or is there something further in the files that ties him in some sort of sinister way to, like, bad behavior?
Not that I've seen,
Okay.
but
So which
what
of these doctors would you say are tied to potential bad behavior? Stephen Victor, probably.
well, I think all of them were aware that he was a sex offender.
Okay. Oh,
So
because it was post
it was
2012.
post conviction.
Okay.
And so that to me was
Why are you engaging with a predator who's on the registry? And
right.
yeah.
And then you've got the ones who, like Adam Ramoff, I think he's a big one, who was providing the birth control and the STI
Mm-hmm.
shots to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the doctors who were stitching up the girls who had their vaginas ripped open.